Hello, today we're going to do Module 5, Lesson 9. We're going to build and write fractions greater than one whole using our unit fractions. Do you remember what a unit fraction is? A unit fraction would be like 1/4, 1/5, 1/9, 1/16. Okay? Now, before we start, let's do our application problem. Julianne's friendship bracelet has 8 beads. When it broke, the beads fell off. She could only find one of the beads. To fix her bracelet, what fraction of the beads does she need to buy? Let's start with a picture. So how many beads do I need? Let's make our friendship bracelet. So 8 beads, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beads for her bracelet. Now, if I have them broken into a fraction, what's my unit? What's my unit fraction for each partition? Well, there's 8 of them, so they're going to be something eighths, right? So this would be 1/8. This would be 1/8. All the way till we have 8 eighths, because 8 eighths would be the whole bracelet. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, whoops. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8 makes 8 eighths or one whole. Okay, now she said they all broke apart and she could only find one. So I think she can only find this one. What fraction of the beads does she need to buy to fix her bracelet? Well, we need all these, right? Well, if I have a number bond and I have one whole, and I have 1/8 here, what do I need to add in order to get 8 eighths? Because this is also 8 eighths. So that's just another way of saying it, right? Okay, so 1 plus what gives me 8? 7. 7 eighths. Well, let's see over here. Let's just count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, she needs 7 eighths. I have a question for you. How come this fraction is 7 eighths and it's not 1/7? Because I have 7 of them, right? How come it's not 1/7? Well, are they divided into 7 parts? If I cut them into 7ths, then I have a whole different size, don't I? So you have to stay with a unit for the entire division. So if we made 1/8 for the entire bracelet, then the leftover stuff still is 1/8. They didn't magically change just because I took one out of the picture. Okay? Okay. Now, moving on. I'm going to change it to a different color, black today. Okay, today, as many of you know, I love oranges. So I went to the store and I bought 2 oranges for lunch today. I cut each one into fourths so that I could eat them easily. Draw a picture and show me what my oranges look like. So we're going to start with a circle. There's one orange. Here's my other orange, and I cut them into fourths because I didn't have my orange peeler at the time. Okay, whoops, that wasn't very even, but pretty good. We get the idea. Okay, so here's my oranges, and I cut them into fourths. Now, if this equals one whole, how many copies of 1/4 is in one whole? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of it, isn't there? Okay, so how many copies of 1/4 is in 2 oranges? Well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 oranges has 8 copies of 1/4. Okay, now, I got really hungry. At lunchtime, I get really hungry. Well, I ate this piece, and then I ate this piece, and then I ate this piece. I was so hungry I ate the whole orange, but I had another one. I was just a little bit more hungry, so I ate this piece. Alright, so what is the fractions of the things that I ate? So right here, how many fourths do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I have 4 fourths. Here I have 1/4 that I ate. Okay, well 4 plus 1, what is 4 plus 1? Well, that's 5, right? So, and they were all cut into quarters or fourths, so I ate 5 fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right. So I can write 5 fourths, or I'm going to write it down here. Or here's another way that I can write it. 5, oh my goodness, copies of 1/4. I ate 5 of them. Okay? Now, turning my page here. Let's see. If I were to make a number bond, and I were to make it over here, I would have my total is 5 fourths, because that's how much I ate. Now, that means it's 5 copies of 1/4, right? So I should have 5 sticks. 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1/4. Right? That's what that says right here. 5 copies of 1/4. Well, I just did that. But while I can make my number bond look like a spider, I can also keep it tidier and only have 2 sticks. It would still mean the same thing. I did 4 fourths plus 1/4. So let's write that. 4 fourths plus 1/4. Add these two together, I get 5 fourths, right? This is the total amount that I ate. Well, 4 plus 1 is 5, and they're all fourths. They didn't change shapes just because I ate some of them, did they? They always stayed a fourth. All right. Now, I want to do another example. This time, let's talk about pies. Pies are good. Let's talk about chocolate pies. I like chocolate pies. So apparently one day I was really hungry, and I like to make chocolate pies. So I thought I was going to get a piece of pie, but I have teenage boys. So you know what happened? I made 2 pies, and when I did this, I cut them into 8s because I don't want my boys to have too big of pieces. So if I make quarters or fourths and I cut them in half, I get 8s. So here's my pies, my chocolate pies that I love so much. Okay. Now, one teenage boy came along, and this is what he did. He ate this piece, and he ate this piece, then he ate this piece. Next thing I know, he had eaten half the pie. Well, then his brother came along, and his brother started eating pie, and I was getting nervous because he ate these pieces, and then he ate these pieces, then he ate these pieces. He was really hungry. He must not have had his lunch today. Instead, he was eating pie for lunch. Then he ate these pieces, and I was starting to get worried. I just did not know if I was going to get to have pie. Oh my goodness, I just didn't know. All right, thank goodness he stopped. But if you look at it, he ate half that pie and half the next pie. This is teenagers for you. They eat a lot. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So, I see that I have a little bit left. Now, I have to share it with my husband, so we're going to have to divide that up later. But let's talk about what was eaten. I made 2 whole pies, and look what happened. So, how much of this pie was eaten? Well, we cut it into 8s, right? So we keep it here. How many 8s were eaten here in this pie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Were eaten in this pie. How many 8s were eaten in this pie? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 8s were eaten out of this pie. So, how much pie was eaten? Oh my goodness. If I make myself a number bond, I don't know my total yet, but I can put this right here, 8 eighths plus 4 eighths. Then I can count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I have 12 eighths were eaten. But wait a minute. What's 8 plus 4? 8 plus 4 is 12. Interesting. So I can say that 12 eighths of my pies were eaten. Now, they ate more than one whole. Do you notice that 12, when I write it this way, is larger than the 8? If the top number is larger than the bottom number, the pieces, that means they ate more than one whole, because one whole was 8 eighths, right? Definitely, they ate more than one whole. Hungry teenagers. Okay, now, let's write what we need to write. So, we can say that 12 eighths were eaten. Eighths of the pie was eaten by teenagers. I'm going to say teens. Oh my goodness, those hungry teens. Or I can say 12 copies of what? 12 copies of what was this? That was 1/8 were eaten. Right? I could say either way. Or 12 pieces. Or 12 1/8 pieces of pie were eaten. Okay, now let's change this up a little bit. I want to push you just a little. Now that we know, I'm going to have to erase some of this. I hope it doesn't slow my computer down. So we know how much was eaten. Let's talk about how much was left. How much is my husband and I going to get to share? How much of those teenagers leave me? Okay. Now you might just be able to look at our picture and just see, right? And that's what pictures are handy for. We could look at this and automatically see. Is there a math problem we can do? Well, how many eighths did we start with? We had 8 eighths here and 8 eighths here. So if I have 8 eighths here and 8 eighths for the next pie, how many eighths did I start with before those teenagers got into it? I had 16 eighths, didn't I? Okay, and we said that 8 plus 4 is 12. So what if I say that I had 16 eighths and I take away the 12 that they ate? How many is left? 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths were left. Well, let's do it over here and let's just see. Is that right? 6 take away 2 is 4. 1 take away 0. Yeah. So 4 eighths are left. Thank goodness it's an even number. So I can split that in half equally. And I can have 2 pieces. And my husband can have 2 pieces. Thank goodness I left an even number. All right. Now, if I were to fill this out, now we were finding out how much was not eaten. I need to put this as my total, right? Okay, so I would put this up here. And then I had 12 eighths were eaten by the teenagers. And how many were left for me? 4 eighths were left for me. Good. Aren't you glad that I had some pie left? Okay. Well, good luck. I hope I didn't make you too hungry. I will see you soon.